first question is, when will the oils be launched in the U.S.?
I believe they will be launched in the U.S. at convention. Is that correct, Cameron?
That is correct. Yes.
Yep. And what month is that? I don't even know.
That's June. So we'll be launching for the convention in June. But I want you to keep your eyes open for an awesome little special that we'll be doing for the first people to enroll in convention. I'm going to be rolling that out here in the next few days. So keep your eyes open for that, because we'll have a little oil special for that as well.
You know, Cameron, there's something I didn't say that I really want to make sure that you all understand. These are multitasking oils. So often other companies or competitors in this industry create a bottle and it's just a lavender or it's just a bergamot. These were formulated to be multitasking, which makes them so incredibly powerful. You know, so they're incredible. They're so good at what they do. If you're sick, Century is a lifesaver. You're stressed out, Calm works really well. You have a headache, Escape is beautiful. And Ice, you feel pain. Oh my gosh, it has an immediate reaction. That's because they're blends, and they're very powerful blends. Some people will go spend $30 just for a bottle of lavender. Mm-hmm. You know, a bottle of rose oil is $500 in some places, because it's such an expensive oil, and it's in Calm. Why? Because of its healing benefits and its soothing on anxiety. So these are blends. It's very unique to the industry.
Perfect. So that leads us directly into our next question, which was, can you combine the oils?
Oh, sure. I don't know why you would want to necessarily. Well, sure. Okay, let's put it this way. They're very strong, so combining them and rubbing them all on your skin at the same time, I wouldn't necessarily go for that. Okay. But let's say you have a headache and you've put Escape on your temples and you're feeling stressed out. There's no reason why you can't put Calm on your wrists. Absolutely. I just wouldn't actually mix the oils together.
Perfect.
But they can be used at the same time. You use Ice on your body because you're sore and your muscles hurt, no problem. And you're sick at the same time, so you take some Century internally, absolutely. They can all be used together. Just don't mix them together.
That's good news, because I actually just did that. I put some Ice on myself and then put a little bit of Century in my mouth, and it was spicy, but it was good. So
yeah, Century usually has to be slightly diluted. I don't mind the spice of it. Yeah. The best way to just put it, I'm telling you, the littlest bit of honey with 4 drops of Century, you'll never notice.
Perfect. All righty. Next question. Is there a minimum age for children who can use the product, number 1, and what oil would you choose first for a headache?
Oh, Escape for sure for the headache. And we always recommend with all of our products over the age of 2. And that in any young children or babies absolutely can be used. And but you must dilute it with the fractionated coconut oil. And I will actually get you exact dilution amounts. So reach out to Cameron if you have young babies that you want to use the product on, because I will give you how many drops per teaspoon of coconut oil to use on babies. And Escape absolutely is the one for the headache.
Beautiful. Okay, next question. Can you tell us the name of the scalar scientist?
No, because I'm going to introduce him as one of our new incredible experts when he comes. So I'm saving him.
That just makes it exciting. We love that. Yeah. All right. How many drops do you use for a first application?
It really depends. So on Century, there are instructions on how to take it internally on the bottle, but let's just go through all of them. With Ice, there is no minimum or maximum. It really depends on the area of injury. So let's say you have a lot of arthritic pain on your shoulders, across your entire shoulders. You might be using 5 drops per shoulder. So you can play around with that and see what works best for you. With Escape, you'll put about a drop on each temple and a drop on the back of the back of your base of your neck. So on the left, on the right. So it'd be about 4 drops total if you have a headache. Century, the instructions are right on the bottle of how to take it internally. That one, let me remind you, must be diluted by fractionated coconut oil, because if it goes directly on the skin, it burns. Calm, that also has instructions on the bottle, but I use 3 drops on my wrists every morning, and I'll put 1 to 2 drops on my kids' pillows, so at night. So there is no real minimum or maximum on these. You'll play around with what gives you the best relief. If you have a really bad headache, you might need to use 3 drops on your temples, and you might need to come back in 10 minutes and add another drop or 2. And then you'll get used to your body's reaction to the products.
Great. Another great question. Can you use the PRIIME with the Revive?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you wanted to add this right into Revive because you love the smell of PRIIME and you want to create more smell with your Revive, 100%. Yeah.
You know, I think I've talked to you about this before, Deanna. Now, the fractionated coconut oil, that's very good for your scalp, isn't it?
Very good, and it's very good for you internally as well. But know something about PRIIME. I'm already using organic essential oils in PRIIME. And I used oils that help give you focus and attention and kind of start your day on a really good note when you get out of the shower. So we're using really expensive peppermint oil because it's good for teeth and gums in the toothpaste. And so there's already incredibly powerful oils in your Revive line as well. But feel free to add some more if you like the scents of these.
Wonderful. Another question. Can these products be used on animals, including horses, dogs, and cats?
I do not know the answer to that. I would have to get, Cameron, if you send me an email on that, I will get you an answer to that.
Beautiful. Will they come with instructions for customers in the packaging?
Oh, absolutely. And the box is quite beautiful. You guys have an early release of everything. You got that cute little bag, but it's coming in this most beautiful box that will have a fold-out instruction booklet that talks about the details of every product and how to use it.
Okay. If my kids are sick, how do you use it to help them?
Okay, 2 ways. If they're stressed out, you add Calm into their bath, and that will just help them feel better and help them through anxiety. And then you want to get Sentry into their body, and the way to do that is with a little bit of honey. So you put your several drops of Sentry and a little bit of honey, give that to your children. It's really good internally. And also you can put Sentry in a diffuser where you put it into the air so your children breathe it, and it will help strengthen their immune system.
Perfect. Let's see. Will they be sold separately?
I don't know the answer to that. Right now, no. Highly likely in the future, yes. When we first launch it, I believe it will be sold as a kit. But if we have enough demand, we will sell them individually.
Perfect. If you are going to take the Sentry straight, non-diluted, how many drops should you take?
Those instructions are right on the bottle. Perfect. And the same amount is for adults or children.
So it says dilute 1 drop into 4 fluid ounces of liquid drink. So I would say serving size is a drop on that.
Yeah, and you can take that 4 to 5 times a day.
Perfect. All right. Next question. Can you use Sentry with MOA?
Oh, for sure. Put a drop of Sentry into MOA, and you've just created a little bit more spicy.
Yes, perfect. Growing pains for a 4-year-old.
Yes, ice would be beautiful for that. And you just want to dilute it with the coconut oil and try it on your skin first, and just try it on a small area, first of all, on the 4-year-old to make sure that it doesn't irritate his skin. And it is really magical, actually, for growing pains.
Can I interject on that one? I actually have a 4-year-old that I utilize this with, and one thing that I've learned is make sure, because I get him straight out of the bath, make sure that he's really quite dry. He or she is really quite dry before rubbing it into. So it seems to work a lot better if they're dry.
Yeah, because the oils don't really mix with water so well. So that's good. Beautiful.
Yeah. Where can they go to get the dilution information?
For infants, for babies, you can go to customer service, and I will write those up.
Beautiful. So on that, just give us a few days. We'll gather those from Deanna, and we will have those ready for everybody.
Yeah, I've actually already written them. I just have to get them back from Hong Kong. I sent them over there. They're all in Mandarin Chinese right now. I don't think you want them in Chinese, so I will get them translated back into English.
Wonderful. All right, we got about 3 more questions here. So the next one is plantar fasciitis is inflammation in the heels. Would any of these help if directly applied?
Absolutely. I would try ice, and I would try ice not diluted right to the heel, because it's probably an older person you're talking about. So try a drop or 2 of ice and see how that works.
Perfect. Can a person build up a tolerance?
I don't know the answer to that, so I'll have to ask our expert. But remember, plants are very different than let's say a tolerance to a synthetic, because of the way they work in the body. You have to understand that allopathic medicine, when taken, blocks the signal. So if you take a pain medication, you're literally blocking the signal that your brain's sending to your body that you're in pain. You're not fixing the problem. So when you work with plant substitutes, it's very different, because these plant substances are designed to actually help heal the brain, or to help support the body system to work properly. It's a very different mechanism of action, which is people can build up tolerances to allopathic medicines, and they need more because they're stopping things in the body. They're not healing the body. They're blocking signals so you don't feel the pain anymore. Where plant-based products are designed to actually heal the body. So I've never read anything that suggests you can build a tolerance to essential oils or plant-based or Chinese healing medicines, because the method of action is very different in the body compared to allopathic pharmaceutical drugs.
Great. 2 final questions. 1, what special instructions would you recommend for expecting mothers?
I have an entire list, and Cameron, you already have that one. I sent it to you. I have how to use with pregnant women, which one and which one not to use and which one to. So you can reach out to customer service and you can get that.
Perfect. And then the last question, we've had a couple of these, so I've just combined them into one. Regarding making a cleaner, how do you dilute, what instruction do you use to dilute it in the spray bottle? Do you have to use a certain type of water, filtered water,
Yeah, this is my instructions for cleaners, and we're actually going to come up with some recipes for you. Actually, things you can do with vinegar and water and these essential oils. We will actually provide specific recipes, but for right now, any type of homemade cleaner, if you look online about how to make like a water-based vinegar disinfectant cleaner, that product, you can use the vinegar water in a spray bottle, and you can add the Century in a basic spray bottle. I don't know the ounces on kind of like a regular household spray bottle, but a basic one will take anywhere from 10 to 15 drops and then shake it up in the bottle. And you can also use it with, I put it right now, I buy 7th generation household spray cleaners, and I drop Century into all of those. And I'm not a real counter in that way. I just shake a bunch of drops into the product. It is a very powerful antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial, and it works, beautifully well on disinfecting counters. So just right now, until we provide you those recipes, which we will provide you, you can just look online on a household cleaner.
Perfect. Sorry, we've got a few more minutes, so a couple more really good questions.
And I want you to know something else, because people have asked me. They've asked me if we extract these oils from fresh or dried plants. We use fresh for distillation because there's not enough hydration to create an essential oil from a dried plant, and that's when people use petrochemicals to do that, and or chemical solvent. So all of our plants are fresh, not dried. It's a very specific process because of the type of steam distillation that we use, and it is, understand it's these beautiful fresh plants put into this special stainless steel chamber, and there's all this pressure and steam, and it ruptures the plant's oil bearing sacs, and all of the beauty of the plant is passed through this coiled tube. It almost looks like an alcohol distiller, if you've ever seen one in an old photo. And at the end of the process, the oil and the water is totally separated naturally, and these essential oils of the plant float to the top, and it's just this beautiful process. I mean, I happened to go and visit the plant that did it, and it's just really remarkable how it's done.
Wonderful. One question, how is fractionated coconut oil different from regular coconut oil that we use?
Yeah, fractionated coconut oil goes through a process so it no longer solidifies. And if you notice your regular coconut oil, you will notice that if it's hot, it's liquid. If it's cold, it's solid. So when they fractionate the coconut oil, what they've done is they've changed the molecule of the oil so it no longer goes through that solidification. And it's actually a higher level of MCTs, which is what makes the oil really powerful and wonderful than your regular virgin coconut oil. And so to be able to give you an actual carrier oil that didn't need to be heated, fractionated coconut oil is the only way. And it's from the whole oil, and all it is certain components of that oil separated out, removed, so that the fractionated coconut oil is on its left and it does not solidify.
Perfect. And then one final question that we have, and I think this is an important topic to go over, but regarding claims as far as healing properties and things with the oil, what advice would you give in order to maintain compliance and not get into claim issues?
Yeah, I would stick with the things that I've written on the slides. That it doesn't, it doesn't heal arthritis, but it soothes arthritis and backaches. It soothes cramps. It doesn't, calm doesn't, get rid of depression, but it supports really positive mood and mental focus and helps relieve stress. Do you see the difference in my languaging? Because a lot of people might say that ingredients in calm will get rid of depression. Well, that's a claim. That's a medical claim we don't want to make. So instead, inspires feelings of well-being and supports a positive mood. Those are so you can stick to what's written that way, for escape instead of, it relieves headaches. That can be said because these ingredients have all been tested to do so. In Century, you notice that we don't necessarily say, oh, it's a cold or flu product, but we say it supports the body's healthy immune system. So we're using those words that are regulatory compliant. But the good thing about a lot of these ingredients are they're things we can talk about because tea tree has been well studied. It is very accepted that it's an antiseptic, an antiviral, antimicrobial, and we can make some of those claims. So we'll help you with that. We will create the documents necessary so that you can have that languaging. But, like all of our products, people will see really good results on these products, and then they're likely to talk very enthusiastically about the effects that they're having on the body. And that's okay. We make strong products that work. But we'll give you all the languaging that you can use.
Perfect. Well, that's the end of our question session.